Once upon a time, there was a rich man whose dear wife became very ill. Sensing her strength fading, she called her only daughter to her bedside. "My sweet child," she said gently, "stay kind and good, and I will always be close to you in your heart." With those words, she closed her eyes and passed away. The girl visited her mother's resting place every day, and true to her promise, she remained kind and good. When spring arrived the next year, the father married again. His new wife brought 2 daughters into the home. Though they appeared lovely, their hearts were unkind. "She doesn't belong in the parlor with us," they declared, beginning a time of hardship for the girl. They stripped her of her pretty clothes, giving her an old gray smock and wooden shoes. "Look at the proud little princess in rags," they laughed, forcing her into the kitchen. From morning till night, she worked tirelessly, rising early to carry water, light fires, cook and wash. The stepsisters made her life difficult, teasing her and spoiling her work by spilling peas and lentils into the ashes of the hearth. At night, with no bed of her own, she curled up on the warm hearth, and because she was always covered in dust and soot, they called her Cinderella. One day, her father prepared for a trip to the market fair. He asked his stepdaughters what gifts they desired. One wanted beautiful dresses, the other pearls and jewels. "And you, Cinderella?" he asked. She replied softly, "Dear father, please bring me the first twig that brushes your hat on your way home." Upon his return, after purchasing the fine gifts for his stepdaughters, a hazel twig gently brushed his hat. He took it and gave it to Cinderella. She thanked him warmly and planted the twig on her mother's resting place. Soon, it grew into a lovely tree. Each day, Cinderella visited the tree 3 times, and whenever she did, a little white bird would land on its branches, tossing down whatever she had wished for. The king announced a grand festival that would last for 3 days, inviting every young woman in the land so his son could choose a bride. The 2 stepsisters, ecstatic, ordered Cinderella to help them prepare. Cinderella, with tears in her eyes, begged her stepmother to let her go. "You, Cinderella?" the woman laughed unkindly. "You're covered in dust. You have no proper dress or shoes, and you can't possibly dance. We'd be embarrassed." When Cinderella pleaded again, the stepmother devised a cruel task. "Fine," she said, pouring a bowl of lentils into the ashes. "If you can sort these out in 2 hours, you may come." After the stepmother left, Cinderella went to the hazel tree and called for the birds, who flew down and neatly sorted the lentils in less than an hour. She presented the bowl to her stepmother, filled with hope, but was cruelly denied again. "No, Cinderella, you have no proper dress and wouldn't fit in." After the family left for the ball, Cinderella went to the tree and whispered her wish. Instantly, the little white bird tossed down a beautiful gown shimmering with gold and silver, along with slippers stitched with silk. She put on the sparkling dress and hurried to the royal ball. Her stepfamily didn't recognize her, believing she was a princess from a distant land.
The prince noticed her immediately, was captivated by her grace, and danced only with her. As evening came, Cinderella slipped away. The prince followed, hoping to see where she lived, but she quickly hid in her family's garden shed. On the third day, the bird gifted her the most dazzling gown yet, sparkling like sunlight with slippers of shimmering gold. At the ball, the prince, determined not to lose her again, had the palace steps coated with a sticky pitch. As Cinderella hurried away, one of her golden slippers became stuck. The prince picked it up and, the next morning, went to Cinderella's home, announcing, "Only the girl whose foot fits this golden slipper shall become my bride." The two stepsisters were thrilled, each believing her foot would fit. The eldest tried, but her big toe was too large. Her mother advised her to force it, whispering that she wouldn't need to walk much as a queen. She managed to squeeze into the shoe, and the prince began to ride away with her. But as they passed the hazel tree, two doves called out that the shoe was too tight, and the true bride was still at home. The prince returned and asked the younger sister to try. Her heel was too big, but she painfully forced her foot into the slipper and rode off with the prince. Again, the doves revealed the truth. The prince, returning once more, asked the father if he had another daughter. The father hesitantly admitted he had Cinderella, his first wife's child, but insisted she couldn't be the bride. The prince insisted on seeing her. Cinderella, after washing her face and hands, shyly entered the room. She sat on a small stool, took off her wooden clog, and her foot slid perfectly into the golden slipper.
The prince looked into her gentle eyes and recognized the beautiful girl he had danced with. "This is my true bride," he declared joyfully. The stepmother and stepsisters stared in disbelief as the prince helped Cinderella onto his horse and rode away with her. At their royal wedding, the stepsisters attended, seeking to gain favor. But Cinderella, with her gentle heart, kindly welcomed them and forgave their past cruelty. And so, because she remained kind, patient, and true to her heart, Cinderella and the prince lived happily ever after.
Thank you for following. This channel offers educational content for children aimed at developing their learning skills. Please subscribe and activate the notification bell to receive all the new and beneficial content. And activate the notification bell. Let me know if you'd like any adjustments.